This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome into you. I'm Rebecca Smith.
And I'm Bill Bryant. We're delighted you're with us. Here we are, bright and early on your Tuesday.
Now at 6 a.m., a change of command in Frankfort. We're live at the Capitol for Inauguration Day.
Also an emotional prayer vigil, a community coming together to support the family of a young murder victim.
And new details this morning about the couple accused of carrying out a deadly terror attack during that office holiday party.
And we have the 30s outside this morning with some foggy spots. We get into your afternoon. Watch those 30s reach the 50s later on today. Low to mid 50s. Really nice day in store. We're going to be getting into much warmer conditions than that coming up with your forecast just about 10 minutes.
And let's get right to the news.
We can call it official this morning. Kentucky under the leadership of a new governor.
Matt Bevin was sworn in just after midnight this morning. He is now the 62nd governor of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And in a historic moment, Janine Hampton was sworn in as lieutenant governor. She has become the first African American to take statewide office ever in Kentucky. It's important to note that state offices are closed today so that people can come to Frankfort and welcome the new leaders into office.
And WKYT's Mark Barber will be live in Frankfort for us right now with a rundown of all the inaugural events today.
A foggy morning there.
Good morning, Rebecca. The Louisville businessman who ran as a political outsider is now the political head of Kentucky. Matt Bevin made history around midnight this morning when he was sworn in as the new governor during a private ceremony. Now, we say that he made history because he is only the third Republican governor to be elected since World War II. Now, that was a private ceremony. The public ceremony will be later this afternoon. It will be at 2 p.m. here on the Capitol grounds outside the State Rotunda. Now, before that, there will be other traditional inaugural celebrations like a parade and a worship service. Today, Lieutenant Governor Janine Hampton will be sworn in alongside Bevin during the public ceremony. Their spouses will be the ones to introduce the new state leaders. The Archbishop and choir will then conclude the ceremony. The public swearing in is one that's steeped in religion and tradition. Community leaders will all be here to welcome Bevin to office. Sergeant Dakota Meyer will be speaking during the ceremony, and singer Lee Greenwood will perform. After Bevin took office at midnight, he took a moment to speak to the crowds who helped make him governor of Kentucky.
The service that so many of you have provided yourselves, the willingness that so many of you are willing to provide in terms of service in the hours, in the weeks, in the months, in the years to come, it just humbles me. It truly does.
Now, you are taking a live look at some of the bleachers that are out here. We also have a lot of traffic cones that are being set up. Organizers now trying to prepare for the 2,000 to 3,000 people who are expected to crowd into this area here outside of the Capitol Rotunda. Security advisors here, they do want you to know, if you are planning to head out to this inauguration, that they have brought in some extra people to help with this. They are stepping up their security. They want everyone to know that they're doing everything they can to make sure that everything happens today without any sort of trouble. Live in Frankfort, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. And we will have live coverage of Bevin's public swearing in this afternoon. You can watch it beginning at 2 o'clock on the CW Lexington. We'll also be streaming it live on WKYT.com and in the WKYT News app. And, of course, coverage in our newscast throughout the day as well. Well, this morning it is not getting any easier for many to understand the tragic killing of a Versailles kindergartner, the 6-year-old murdered as he slept in his own bed.
Hundreds of people joined Logan Tipton's family in honoring the little boy. They took part in a prayer vigil last night on the very field where Logan used to play. Hearing his parents talk about the nightmare they're now living is truly heartbreaking. WKYT's Mike Byers at our live desk with a look at the very emotional service.
Hours after the shocking death of Logan Tipton, hundreds of people came out to Falling Springs in Woodford County to honor the 6-year-old boy. They gathered for a candlelight vigil at the football field where Logan once played. Among the people in the crowd were Logan's parents, Heather and Dean. They came to the vigil and spoke to the crowd gathered around to support them. Logan's mother, Heather, told the crowd Logan was sometimes afraid of the dark and she would sing Silent Night to help him to sleep. She asked the crowd to sing for him one last time. Before that, Logan's father, Dean, had some very emotional words for all those who gathered.
Not right. Not right. As a father, your job is to protect your children.
It's very difficult to hear. Meanwhile, several funds have been set up to help the family in this time of need, including a GoFundMe page and an account at Kentucky Bank in Versailles. Those close to the Tiptons say the family doesn't want to stay in the house any longer, and they're hoping the donations will help the family move into a new home. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike. A tough story. Logan Tipton's accused killer wore a bulletproof vest and was surrounded by 9 deputies when he faced a judge yesterday afternoon. Versailles police charged Ronald Exantis with murder and burglary. According to court documents, the Tipton family does not know him. His public defender says there's no doubt Exantis is mentally ill, and she wants him placed in the Kentucky Correctional Psychiatric Center. Now, we have learned that Exantis is a registered nurse in Indianapolis. His employer, Fresenius Medical Care, tells us they have released him from his job with their acute dialysis program. A judge set his bond at $1 million.
Time this morning is 6 minutes after 6 on WKYT. The FBI says the husband and wife who opened fire on San Bernardino employees last week had taken target practices at area gun ranges. Authorities also say that a year before the rampage that killed 14, county employees underwent active shooter training in the very same conference room where they were killed last week. It is not clear if gunman Saeed Farouk attended the training session with his fellow employees.
New this morning, an Air France flight from San Francisco to Paris was diverted after an anonymous threat. The plane landed safely in Montreal overnight. The airline says the crew of Flight 83 decided to divert as a precautionary measure. Canadian authorities are verifying the plane, passengers, and baggage. An investigation will be carried out into the origin of the threat. France is still in a state of high emergency since Islamic extremists killed 130 people last month in Paris.
Donald Trump is ruffling feathers again, this time for a call for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the U.S. The idea was quickly condemned by nearly all of Trump's rival GOP presidential candidates. It has even prompted a Florida mayor to put a ban on Trump himself. St. Petersburg Mayor Rick Kreisman says he is, quote, banning Trump until we fully understand the dangerous threat posed by all Trumps.
Well, an abandoned horse rescued from the mountains of Kentucky will soon be up for adoption. The Kentucky Equine Humane Center spent a week trying to treat Maxie. She was so sick, they ended up sending her to Rudin Riddle Equine Hospital for 24-hour care. The doctors there weren't sure Maxie would make it, but 3 weeks later, happy to report she's doing a lot better.
She's got a strong will. She's a little, I call her little sassy pants is what I call her.
That's a good sign. Maxie has been given the all clear to return to the Kentucky Equine Humane Center. She'll be ready for adoption in about 2 months.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
For the most part, it's a good-looking start to the day. We are seeing a dense fog advisory outside this morning, and that goes for all zones, I-64 and southbound. Some locations just to the north of I-64. But remember, just because you are under a dense fog advisory does not mean you are going to see some fog. We're looking across the region. We're sitting there in the 30s, and Somerset right around 30 degrees. That goes for London Corbin area. That works your way into Williamsburg and Saxton, Middlesboro, Barberville. There you go. 37 there in Mount Sterling. So as you're walking out the door, you will need a coat. It's a little chilly outside. It's not extremely cold, but the kids will need it standing out waiting on that bus stop. There you go in toward your AM drive. Once we hit noontime, going out to lunch, maybe having to run a few errands. Here's how to plan out your day. It looks pretty good there at lunchtime, 50 degrees. Afternoon, coming home from school, you guys coming home from work, looks just fine, 54. This is a really nice day in store, but we take you off into the next few days. And it actually gets better. Let me break it down for you. Here's midweek as we slide off into today and off into the next few days. I'd say Wednesday into Thursday, you're talking about small chances of rain each day. So most stay dry, but we just can't rule out a couple of showers here and there. Very mild temperatures, though, in the forecast. Then we get into late week. Now we're talking about a couple of showers there on Friday, but most of us still pretty dry. Highs, though, look at that. Upper 50s
to lower 60s. We're talking about some really nice conditions in the forecast there during late week, and then we head off towards your weekend, and you're going to be seeing some really pleasant conditions. Look for those temperatures to be steadily in the 60s all the way through Saturday off into Sunday. So this is a good looking forecast in Storeville. I don't see many issues there in the forecast as we're holding on to temperatures really nice, 50s, 60s for the weekend. This is not December. It doesn't feel like it, that's for sure. But rain will increase late Sunday into Monday, dropping us back down to normal. So all in all, it's not a bad forecast whatsoever. It's kind of like the afternoons. You get that summer type where you get a slight chance of rain each and every afternoon. But, I mean, temperatures, 50s and 60s.
Pretty incredible,
yeah,
isn't it?
you really got to love that, absolutely.
We saw that fog rolling in from the Kentucky River there in Frankfort today, so hopefully that will lift on off before the time for the inaugural events.
Roughly 9 to 10 a.m.
Yeah, it should work. Parade's at 10, so that ought to work out. All right, we want to bring you weather and traffic together right here. Let's go to Officer Don and see what's happening out there on the roads. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Get to start off with a live look at overall traffic flow this morning. This new technology we have is great. It shows us in real time a traffic movement around the city. And as you can see, everything's pretty much in the green right now, even on the interstate, inbound Nicholasville Road. Also, we're good to go coming in from Paris on Paris Pike. The construction zones are there as well. But for now, things are moving okay through the Todd's Road project. That's one we keep a close eye on throughout the day around Forest Hill. Our drive times this morning from Nicholasville, 12 minutes. Look at that. Georgetown about 20. Paris looking at 18 right now. Coming in from Madison County across the Clays Ferry Bridge, it might take you 31 minutes. That's to be expected. Now back to you in the studio.
Okay, Don, thank you so much. Officer Don and Deanne out there on 98.1 The Bull on your radio this morning. 6:11 now on WKYT this morning with a lot more news on the way.
Mother Nature comes down pretty hard on parts of Oregon. We'll have a look at some damage caused by heavy rain, the heaviest that's been reported in that state.
And what do you call something that looks like bacon, tastes like bacon, but is actually cheaper and is better for you? We'll answer that coming up in about 7 minutes or so.